Good morning and welcome to Theobolds Green in East Sussex. Always get too confused, East and West, but yeah, East Sussex. Now I've done cemeteries in my videos and I've done churchyards in my videos, but the one thing I've never done is a woodland burial ground, which is where we are today. We are here to visit the final resting place of a child Hollywood actress. She won't be known to many people, but they'll recognise the films that she's been in. And that person is Gillis. Gillis, I didn't really know that much about her myself, to be perfectly honest. But when I did my research on her and I found out the films that she'd been in, then yeah, I actually remember her. Obviously not the sort of thing I'd be watching now, but when I was younger, yeah, I would have watched her stuff. Obviously she played the part of like bratty, screamy young girl type characters. But she retired from Hollywood when she was only 20, and yet she was in 40 films. Just goes to show she was a prolific actress. Most of her, in fact, I think 9 of her films she was actually uncredited in, so I don't know whether you want to count them or not, but she actually appeared in 40 films. But anyway, what I'll do is I'll spin you around and we'll have a look around this unusual place. At the moment I'm kind of surrounded by allotments and just pasture land. I can actually see the little burial ground right in front of me. So what I'll do, I mean there's not many graves in there, but what I'll do is I'll spin you around. We'll have a little look around this interesting little place while I'll tell you a small amount about Gillis.
Gillis was born Alma Mabel Connor in Little Rock, Pulaski County, Arkansas on February 12, 1927 to Mabel Brandon Connor. In 1934, the Connors arrived in Hollywood. Mabel put Alma into a talent school, got her an agent and changed her name to Gillis. Gillis was the name of Mabel's boyfriend at the time. The novice actress was in only one film in 1934 and none in 1935, but in 1936 she was clearly in demand and worked in 7 movies. Gillis was one of many little girls groomed by studios to replace Shirley Temple. No one ever replaced Temple, but Gillis had a longer career than most of the candidates. As was the case for many other actors, her career consisted of supporting parts in big pictures and big parts in small movies. Her A pictures included The Great Ziegfeld, 1936, in which she played Myrna Loy's daughter, The Garden of Allah in 1936 with Marlene Dietrich, Beau Guest, 1939 with Gary Cooper, Edison the Man, 1940 with Spencer Tracy, All This in Heaven 2, 1940 with Betty Davis, Little Men, 1940 with Kay Francis, Nice Girl, 1941, in which Gillis played one of Deanna Durbin's sisters, and in Society, 1944, and The Time of Their Lives, 1946, both with Bud Abbott and Lou Costello. Among her most notable B-movies were 2 Western musicals, The Singing Cowboy, 1936, an early hit for Gene Autry, and The Man from the Music Mountain, 1943, with Roy Rogers. In addition to dramas, comedies and musicals, Gillis made one noir film, Big Town After Dark, 1947, her final movie before her marriage and retirement from films. Gillis's only starring role came when she played Annie in Little Orphan Annie, 1938, one of 2 films made in the 1930s based on the comic strip by Harold Gray. Variety magazine, November 30, 1938, called the movie stupid and thoroughly boresome, and wrote, with some resemblance of logical story and proper direction, Gillis would be satisfactory, but in this one she fails to register. Gillis later joked about the film, they probably erased it because it was pretty dreadful. Her best known part was playing Becky Thatcher in The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, 1938. And her most famous scene was set in a cave where Tom and Becky are lost and are hunted by murderous Indian Joe. Gillis's Becky screams hysterically in this scary scene, Gillis remembered that director Norman Turog concentrated so much on novice actor Tommy Kelly, who played Tom Sawyer, that he neglected the other actors. She said, "The only direction I got on that movie was from my mother." That's Variety magazine, February 16, 1938, was enthusiastic about the film and called Gillis quite capable. In 1944, Gillis was injured in a collision when she was a passenger in a car driven by actor David Holt. Her face flew through the windscreen, but she recovered completely. She blamed the other driver, not Holt. Gillis's two most famous films were made 26 years apart. In Bambi, she provided the voice of the adult feline, the doe who becomes Bambi's mate. Gillis recalled, "It was cold and difficult. The director was in the sound booth. He directed me over the loudspeaker. I just remember it being an unpleasant job." She added disdainfully, "Cartoons were commonplace." In 1967, Gillis came out of retirement in London to spend one day working on 2001 A Space Odyssey as the mother of astronaut Paul. She makes a one-way television call from Earth to Paul on his spaceship. Gillis was only 40 when she did this short scene, while Gary Lockwood, who played her character's son, was 30. A veteran of the thrifty days of old Hollywood when budget sacred, Gillis had no patience with Kubrick's perfectionism. She said, "In the old days, a director never printed every take. Kubrick prints all 21 takes for this one little scene that lasts only a few seconds. He was set to keep going and I said, 'You've got enough, I quit.' I left 21 takes, ridiculous," she added. Kubrick was a real jerk. It shows you what can happen when a director is given a blank checkbook. In interviews, Gillis often spoke warmly of people she worked with in the film industry, but she also revealed her dissatisfaction with many aspects of life in Hollywood. She had to keep up with schoolwork while working in several films a year. While she worked with Shirley Temple in Since You Went Away 1944, she compared her mother favourably with Temple's demanding, bullying mother. Of her retirement, she said, "I called a halt to a life I hadn't chosen and didn't enjoy." She ended her Hollywood film career in 1947 and married her second husband, British actor Richard Fraser, in 1952. Following her Hollywood career, she turned to occasional television work in the UK. Gillis appeared in 2 episodes of The Saint in 1964 and 65, followed by a small part in 2001 A Space Odyssey. On January 31st, 2018, Gillis died in a nursing home in Horham, East Sussex, England, at the age of 90.
Right, well that's all I could find out about Anne Gillis. There wasn't really a massive amount online about her, considering how many films she's been in and that. But literally just behind this building behind me is her final resting place. So I'll spin you around again and we'll go and have a look at her final resting place together. Right, it's just around the other side of this building. As I say, there's not many graves in here. Not too many headstones. As you can see, you've got these few over here. And then you've got these ones down this side. And if you look at this very first one here, Anne Connor Theobold Fraser, 12th of the 2nd, 1927 to the 31st of the 1st, 2018, aka the Hollywood actress Anne Gillis. As you join the stars in the heavens, Godspeed and rest in peace. But that is the final resting place of Hollywood child actress Anne Gillis. There we go, something a little bit different today, a woodland burial site. I've never done one of these before. It's absolutely beautiful, the birds. I mean, it is springtime now. We're into April 2024. The weather's, obviously this time of year, the weather is very changeable. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. It does help the channel. And if you haven't already, then maybe consider subscribing. And don't forget to ding the bell to get notified of any upcoming videos. Well, that is it. That's me, Darren, from a very unusual Woodland Burial Ground in East Sussex. I will see you on the next one, wherever I am. So bye bye for now.